like Bela names her dragon Moon Dancer. I love how like you have like the fierce dragon being named like something that's rather girly. We never get a dragon named like Sparkles or anything, but that would have been nice.
Sheep Stealer.
Dreamfire.
Yeah, there's got to be like one
Dreamfire
shaggy dog, in the group, right?
Let's see. I mean, like, conceptually Grey Ghost, because he's a shy boy. Oh, wait, I've got one. Stormcloud.
That's pretty cool, honestly.
It's pretty cool. That's Aegon the Third, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the closest to like a little boy finding a cool name for a dragon that I can think of.
Well, I mean, Dreamfire is still probably one of the best.
Dreamfire, that's pretty legit as well.
Yeah.
But
Like,
Stormcloud, Dreamfire.
My dragon is Dreamfire, and it has a unicorn.
Yeah, unicorn horn.
Yeah, that's right. And it shoots out rainbow fire.
There's definitely a character in Fire and Blood who shows up with a horse called Twinklehoof at one point.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
You're going for a thing there?
That's just my thing for this week.
Or should we do? We see the wolves have it easy because they're like, whoo, like anyone can do that. Like,
yeah.
Whenever we try to do the dragon
Let's
thing,
all do a fire
like,
breathing sound effect.
It's all
perfect.
like.
Fire is the weapon of House Targaryen.
See?
What is it? Fire
right.
is the champion of House Targaryen.
Yeah. Ben gets it. Yeah, that's probably the better transition there, I feel like. But yeah, every time we try to do a dragon noise in the past, it's like, I don't know. Can anyone do Vagar? Oh no, wait. No. It's like he's not a Wookiee. I don't know.
I don't know. I will say about the dragons, though, they do, like Martin in the books and like in the previous show as well as this one, they do a good job of like threading the needle on like presenting the dragons as like cuddly pets and like creatures that have some sort of intelligence in their own right, and like having then just an animal that likes its meat,
like a big iguana.
No, but iguanas aren't cuddly. I feel dragons are cuddlier than iguanas.
I want them to be cuddly, but I don't think they are.
We also didn't mention Aemon going down like further into the dragon pit with no one watching. And was that
what dragon
Styrax?
was that?
Who was down there?
Dreamfire, maybe?
I think it was Dreamfire.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because Helena gets Dreamfire, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was going down there with the hopes of, maybe tonight's the night, because I think Alicent was like, again? Like, so he keeps going down there, huh?
Yeah, I do appreciate that they're giving Helena just like weird ass hobbies before they just make her a victim.
Yeah.
I love that change, actually. It makes her a much more interesting character. Like,
yeah, no, I like how she's going on about bugs, and then Alicent is just like trying to like, just like,
oh, that's so
like I am
daughter.
just like total like like mom energy of I am not interested in this at all, but I have to like be somewhat polite to my kid and encouraging them.
Yeah,
seemed vaguely like autistic coded, like she's hyper focused on bugs. She had like glass display cases with scorpions and stuff. Like maybe that's like her.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah,
like
and Viserys is like same energy.
That could be it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask a couple of friends what they thought of that before I started like talking about that personally. Because
I wonder if they're gonna try to set it up like the dreams, kind of what that's all about. And like maybe after everything happens and she's traumatized, she just like starts being like Jon Snow,
Oh no!
Everyone's all,
please no.
Everyone's like, oh man, she just says crazy things, Oh, Eddard Stark, I don't know.
Cold wind is rising.
That's right. The Night King arrives. Like,
she's definitely going to be talking to a werewood before this show is over.
She's gonna be like, death is the duty of love.
Just change the ending, and she's going to end up on the throne because she has the best story.
Yeah,
who had a greater story? She'll be like, oh, what we really need to know about is who had the best story, and she'll look into the camera.
She's like,
Me
this
bitches.
is where I become queen. We can do that. It's a show. Why not? Oh man, that
Duty is the
funny.
death of love. She'll just start misquoting. Her turn to Aegon at one point. Dick on Tarly.
Maybe her character will just continuously laugh at everything ridiculous in season 7 and 8.
Yeah. She'll be like, one day she'll like finger in the bum hole.
Oh no! She'll be like sitting there like half asleep having a dream. He's like, forgot about the Iron Fleet. Oh,
right. No, she's definitely gonna be like weird enough so that like when she does end up dead, Aegon is gonna be kind of happy about that.
Or sad.
Aegon,
You could feel
a little fucking asshole in the making, so maybe.
Yeah, it's all kind of shitty.
I don't think he's gonna be happy about the marriage, just like in the books, he wasn't very happy about the marriage.
No, she wasn't either, though, right?
She wasn't. No, it was a non-happy marriage.
It was not a love match, you know.
Yeah.
Ironically, Jacaerys would have been a much better husband.
Probably.
These Targaryens have such queer customs.
Yeah.
Does it herself?
So that's what I meant to ask earlier. Is like, how is this going to reflect? Because here again, she's denying the match, and it doesn't necessarily come off that it's totally because it's like they're related, you know. But there's a hint of that. So how's that going to feel when suddenly like they're married?
Right. So I mean, okay. So here Viserys is supportive of the Jace match, right? You know, and like he's going to decline more by the time they're like Helena is a little older, perhaps old enough to like safely have a kid, right? So look, I think Alicent's going to be the driving match about this. That's probably why they had her deliver that line in 104 to begin with.
Yeah, I thought I thought he was going to be the one to force it, and I think you're right. It doesn't make sense that he can because she said over my dead body.
Right, and she said right, and Alicent said, or like this is like the Green Coup is about surrounding Aegon with the symbols, right? Like he's the Targaryen in King's Landing, sitting the Iron Throne, married to his sister, right?
Right,
and you know, like in that way, the Targaryen incest, you can actually kind of see why it survives for so long, even after they lose the dragons, because, you know, after this fucking experience, at least you don't have to choose one house out of all the other bickering houses to elevate above the others.
This is true, yeah. That being said, it is interesting to me that, like, she does... her rejection of Targaryen custom seems to be only in that it's a way to, like, fuck with Rhaenyra in that one moment, because otherwise she does try to, like, use all the raiments of Targaryen power as a way to prop up Aegon later on.
Well, I mean, at that point, I feel like that scene felt to me like just straight moral revulsion. And look, this, like, it is just gross. And, you know, in universe, the Seven only rejected it, or only grudgingly accepted it because dragons, right? Among Targaryens. And, you know, like, I think this is just a straight, you know, abandoning my morals for power.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily disagree.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they offer that to us, given everything they've set up.
And look, in the book, Alicent actually is most affectionate towards her daughter. You know, when she places the crown on her own crown on Helena's head, you know, she like gives her a kiss, right, and is just very proud that she's achieved the same position that she had, right?
Yeah. Fucking high towers.
I'm going to bed.
I gotta head to bed myself. I was thinking about that question though about the dragon. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, make sure it has
right now. I'm like, I don't know.
A Y or an X in the name. That's a requirement.
Yeah. I'll make sure. Y and an X. I'll just add fire at the end of it.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do.
With a Y. It has to be with a Y though.
Poodle fire. Yeah.
It's everyone's homework assignment. You have to have your dragon name before next week.
All right, I will.
Yes, ma'am.
We're all going to learn Valyrian.
Can it be? What do you call it? Some like what is it called? Like weather thing, because those are also taken as names. Storm cloud,
Like
sea
hurricanes.
Smoke. Oh no! Like sea smoke, storm cloud are kind of not in the style.
Yeah, air names. Like,
Air names,
something's in the air.
Gotta demonstrate
Tempest.
your air superiority.
Air. Tempest is a good one. Yeah.
With a Y.
Yeah.
Right.
Fire smoke.
That feels like a Targaryen surname.
Sea fire. Sea water.
Or like
That's
fire
definitely-
or something.
Water
Like
fire.
because
Tempest is a house of old Valyria. That definitely tracks.
It's like Tempiast or something like that.
Yeah.
You need more Y's and R's and EA's. Or AE's.
They're a proud house, but a small house.
Yeah. They're those weird people that live on those islands that are like super inbred.
Lonely Light, is that the one?
No. There's like people that fled over Valyria. Telos or something like that.
Oh, is that one that Victorian visits?
I think he might something like that. He passes by them. It's in that area.
Next to the Monkey Island.
Yeah, close by there, yeah.
Oh wait, I got it.
Oh, you got one?
Yep.
Let's see it. Hot Pyre. That's pretty good. That is a great dragon name, Hot Pyre.
there's no point to any of us else doing it because that's just the best.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
I don't know why we didn't think of it before. I guess there weren't dragons in the other story, but you could.
There's no dragons in a Game of Thrones.
You could bring wolf shape. Well, not in Westeros, so far, but you could bring like wolf shaped bread to the realm. You could be like the baking Targaryen. That would fit with me. I'd be cool with that.
Fair.
His fires feel hot pies ovens.
Oh,
that's
my
right.
God.
Yeah, that's right. We bake. We do this together.
Honestly,
big
the
Valyrian
most
pies
wholesome.
because I'm sure Valyrian steel has something to do with Dragonfire, right?
Yeah. I use Valyrian steel for the pizza pans. Like
the
it wouldn't come out right if it
just
wasn't real Valyrian.
The Dragon Lord that just opened a restaurant during the Century of Blood and like lived peacefully until him and his dragon died of old age in their sleep.
Yeah, you get you get someone to melt down a few of their house swords and you turn them into like pizza cutters and shit.
Like my ancestral Valyrian steel pizza cutter.
I'm not a fighter, man. I just make pies.
It's definitely what Nettles did in her retirement.
Oh my God!
I want to hear more about Nettles because she just disappears from the story. We were talking about the last Dragon Rider, right?
Which doesn't make any sense. It's like, how can you hide a dragon in that? Well, I guess if the mountains of the moon or whatever are isolated enough, but it's like, does she just become like a wild person who hides because she's afraid to reveal herself?
Well, I don't think she stays in Westeros.
Yeah, I figured she goes to Essos.
She I mean, maybe she travels around on the dragon. She definitely shows up once again in the Vale.
Yeah, that's where they see her, and it's like it's almost like she might become one of those like holdouts from World War II, where they find them living in the jungle and they don't know the war is over.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
Emperor had to make stop. Like,
when he sends her away,
please stop terrorizing random villagers in Indonesia, please.
She still thinks Rhaenyra's out to get her.
So yeah, he basically old yellers her, and at the time, there are half a dozen or more dragons on both sides that would be, active and would kill her on sight, possibly, right? Mm-hmm. So she could fly west, she could fly north, she could fly, wherever. Like,
she could have gone to those islands, those three little islands, Aegon, Rhaenys, and Visenya.
So honestly, if this is really going to be like, Martin said this several times of like, want to create like the MCU. You know, there's so many. You know, this world's so rich, and you know he wants have all these stories in it. You know, you've got Dunk and Egg, and you've got prequels, and you've got the Jon Snow sequel, or whatever else they're going to do. But that would be a legitimately interesting story of where did Nettles go if you develop the right character. She can take her dragons somewhere where there are no dragons, or maybe she could become important in a conflict or in ruling a people, or I don't know. We don't know what's in the rest of the world, and you can make it up. So
short series, maybe.
Yeah,
It'd be an addendum to the world book.
See, I would love. Yeah, I would love that.
Second edition of the World Book.
Nettles edition. Stop recording. Please stop recording.
Oh god, blanking on name. Was it Lady Griffin that said the character felt like she was, how do you say it? Oh god. Lost my train of thought completely now.
It's okay. I can fix all this in editing.
Yeah, that's fair.
You'll sound great.
No, now you have to leave it in. Because that makes for good podcasting. The character felt like she didn't, her motivations were outright yeah.
Was that GSDG? Did you mean what I said?
Oh, it must have been. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm staring at an upraised eyebrow.
Awkward.
Hey, Katie.
Right.
Hello.
Craig has made it. All right. Start going through some stuff here.
All right. Shall I give my one-liner now then, before there's a lot of crosstalk?
Sure.
All right. Clubfoot, licensed to practice therapy in the Riverlands and Crownlands. He specializes in stoking paranoia, and he does house calls.
Man, they
I don't
covered a
expect
lot.
it to get in, but
Oh, you never know. You never know. They cover.
I think they could at least give that to the recording so you have an option.
Yeah, I still have to. I never finished the Aftershow from last one, so it's been a busy week. I'm tired, and I didn't get home today until almost 5 a.m. So I'm tired.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, well, I got called in at 10 o'clock last night, and then I was in surgery till 4:30. So
what do you do?
I'm a surgical assistant.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. And
the reason I kind of dropped off the forums the reason I kind of dropped off from the forums for several years is because I'm a programmer, and it's just pulling 80-hour Silicon Valley weeks just doesn't leave much time for wars on the forums.
Right. Jeez. So do you live in the valley?
Yep, in the city of St. Francis himself.
Ooh. I haven't been up that way in years, but
it's nice to visit. Katie came by once, but didn't call me up.
Aw.
Didn't know you lived there until I was already gone. You were like, come over, and I'm like, I'm on a plane going home.
Well,
yeah, I've had that happen. I've had I was back home. I was in San Diego a couple months ago, and I reached out to a couple friends. I was like, "Hey, man, they're like, you're in town?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in town. Let's hang out." I was only there for a few days, and then they messaged me the day after I left. They're like, "You want to hang out?" And I'm like, "I said I was only here for the weekend." It's like, oh well.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Right. I think, Katie, what happened is that you didn't specify the exact dates, so I thought, oh, you're coming over soon, and then you would have told me.
I don't remember. It
it's
was
easy to forget things.
It's okay. I forgive you.
2019, 18.
What did you?
It was ages ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
What did you guys think of the way Vagar looked? Like his head, mostly.
I like it. It's like a big, gnarly old dragon.
He's looking old, yeah. Looking like he's drooped a little bit.
Yeah.
But the rest of him was like beastly.
It's like a jumbo jet.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it's like a 747, man. Yeah, I'm glad that we got to see the two of them together. They needed that, but man, they covered ground so quickly. It didn't feel like an hour-long episode. I felt like, was this half an hour? Like,
It was very thoroughly paced. I mean, a lot happened, but I don't know if it didn't feel rushed to me necessarily.
Parts of it were a little rushed.
there were
Yeah,
parts that I would have liked to spend more time with, but I don't feel like they rushed the scenes or anything,
Yeah, it just
If that makes
sucks that characters like Lena and Lenore are just not on screen for a long time, but the story has to move on. But I feel like they were given a good amount of screen time considering.
Yeah.
That last shot of Damon with the twins
Ugh.
made me laugh so hard because they're crying, looking at their mom's skeleton, and he just lurks away.
Right, it's just
God.
David, maybe you can hug your daughters who
Talk
just
to your
saw their
children.
mother self-immolate,
And this, we'll talk about it when we start. But the first scene where he's teaching her Valerian, and you're like, he's kind of an attentive father.
Right, but then the last scene, and he's
Oh.
just no.
You get the thing with Reyna as well.
Yeah, where she's like, I don't dragon ride, so he doesn't fuck around with me. It's like, oh no. Oh yeah, it's very conflicted. Viserys. Oh my gosh. I'm finishing up after the episode thing. So
Bing, are you listening to something after the episode?
Yeah, I'm also finishing it.
Oh,
yeah, I just finished it.
I don't like listening to them. I feel like they poison my view of things.
Yeah, hey,
That's completely.
that's fair, but I also feel like I have to because then I feel like I might
There's
I
information.
don't know. There's
Fair.
fun information about how they shot stuff and all that too. And then there's information.
I know more than them.
Probably. And then there's information about where you're like, oh man, I got the read on this that this was totally the feeling from that scene, and then they're like, this is what we were going for, and I'm like, oh, you guys did not get that. It didn't work.
I'm honest there when I say I just find a lot of they'll take the fun out of it, debating the character motivations and what it actually means. You know what I mean?
I guess I got so used to doing it with Game of Thrones at the end, especially what bullshit are D&D going to say today? Because it's it's going to be in the news. And
the Iron Fleet existed.
Right. And so George told us about this, and you're like, oh, and they just started throwing George under the bus, and he said some stuff since that's no, that wasn't me. You know what I mean?
And he's they met with me once a year to talk a couple things, and then left.
It definitely feels like
things specifically that they said he told them, and then I was like, that can't be right. And later on, he's like, yeah, that wasn't exactly what I told them.
It definitely feels like they shoot these after production has ended, and so their heads are not in the same place as when they were shooting.
I feel.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they contradict themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think they say we're going to this, and it doesn't line up, and you're like, why? Was it because there was a different director, or in the writer's room you thought that, or what got lost in translation there? Did the actor go, nope, not doing that? So I don't know. What was this one called?
Episode 6? That's what it says on my HBO thing.
The Princess and the Queen.
Yeah, come on.
I was like, what is this
famous
called?
title.
Name drop. Series drop. Okay. Well, I don't want to sound stupid, or any more so than I normally do. Wait, because I typed in episode 6 into Google trying to figure out what it was called. I'm like, what is happening? Oh man, I haven't slept, guys. I'm not kidding. It was. I'm operating on like maybe 2 hours of sleep. So we're not going to take all night with this, and I'm going to edit this later in the week because. Yeah. Yep. That's what we're going to do. That's good. Well, I'm not back, so we're gonna get started in just a few seconds.